Make that decision right now that you're going to stop being the guy waiting for someday. Stop being the guy sitting on the sidelines, because the rest of the real men out there are tired of hearing it. I'm calling you straight out. This is your chance to make a change. Own your life and step up. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Powerful Man Show. I am your host, Doug Holt, with my co-host, Tim, the Powerful Man Matthews. Tim, what's going on, brother?
I'm fired up to do this. This is going to be an interesting topic.
Yeah, it is. And I'm fired up too, because I'm actually really pissed. I'm just tired of it. And I'm tired of these guys messaging me, calling me, telling me about their problems. You know, I got a guy, Tim, who messaged me, and here's the deal. He found out his wife cheated on him, right? He's got 3 kids, right? Beautiful kids. He found out his wife cheated on him, and he is an absolute mess and a wreck, which I totally understand. Yet he saw the writing on the wall. I've talked to him for several times before this. You know, before this happened, his marriage wasn't going well. His wife had huge complaints. You know, he had gained a ton of weight. You know, he was way overweight. He was working a ton, so he was never present. When he was just a jerk. And she had told him all of these things over years and given him all the chances in the world to change. And finally, she snapped, right? He got pushed out of the relationship. He basically became a wuss. He became the woman in the relationship, and she became the man because she had to. She had to rise up to the occasion. And I've been talking to him about this over and over again, listening to his complaints, and I'm sick of it. Right? He's just a pussy, just decided not to make the changes. He didn't make the changes in his health. He didn't make the changes by getting outside counsel and actually taking action. He was playing a victim. He was standing on the sidelines. He was making excuses, Tim, about not having enough money, not having enough time. Yet he was making over 6 figures, and so was his wife. So he had the money. He was buying toys, going on trips, doing those things. So he had the money and the income. But at the same time, he would go, oh, well, Doug, I don't have the time, to do an 8-week program or the Alpha Reset. Because I was suggesting, this was before I was involved with the Powerful Man as a movement. I was like, look, this is something that's been proven to work. I've seen it help other men. Like, you got to go do something. I don't care what it is, but do something. And over again, all he did was complain. He got his significance by playing a victim. He was just a victim. He was sitting on the sidelines complaining about his life rather than participating in it on a high level. And then he's shocked that his wife goes out and cheats on him. Like, come on, man. Give me a break. Give me a break. Pull your head out of your ass and realize that you either need to shut up or take some action. One of the two. I don't mind if you complain every once in a while about something going on in your life. But if you're going to complain to me time and time again about these things coming up, you either need to take action or realize that you're being a wuss and just shut up. One of the two.
I hear you, and I feel you as well. I really do feel you as well. I've had a few of those guys in my time. Not as many recently, which is nice. I think the reason why I haven't had it as much recently is because, similar to what you're saying here, I have just been very straight with them. But, in doing so, I've painted a scenario. Look, brother, you've got, the way I see it is you've got 3 choices. You either keep complaining and you do nothing, which is totally fine if that's what you want to do. But just, if you're going to do that, then just stop complaining, because you'll put yourself out of misery then, and just accept it. It's fine if you want to live a life and that is less than, and you want to settle. That is totally fine, but don't put yourself through hell and keep complaining about it. So option number 1, do nothing. Option number 2 is that you try and figure it out on your own and do something, which I commend you if that's what you want to do. It's for me, I tried that for a long time, and for me it was, God, that was more frustrating than number 1 for me, because I was then, thought I was doing all the right things, investing all this energy, but things didn't change because at the end of the day, I couldn't see my own blind spots. And then option number 3 is to actually get some help and support from either a group of men or wherever it is, a process that is proven to help people in your position. And, I really explain this and paint the picture with the guys on the first call when I speak with them. And for a lot of the men I speak with, it can put them into a place of empowerment because it completely takes them out of this position of complaining. Because I think one of the things the underlying message they get from that is, look, I'm not here to listen to the woe-betide victim story. Like you, Doug, I will listen to it for a little while so that the guys feel heard and they can get it off the chest. And awesome, get it off your chest. Let's get it out. But if you're going to continue to then tell me that same story again, but in a different way, I struggle to sit there and listen. And I think for me, and I'd be curious to hear why it is for you, for me, I struggle to sit there and listen because I see how great these guys can be. I see how much potential and power is there inside of them. And also I'm a little bit biased because I know that we've got a system as well that when you combine it with guys who are willing to take action, then the result is predictable. It's consistent. We see it time and time again. So for me, it comes from this place of, oh God, I almost want it for them more sometimes than they want it for themselves.
Oh, it's so true. And that's why I get so fired up about it, right? If I didn't care, I wouldn't get emotional about it. I care about these guys and I want to help them and I see it. But to hear them time and time again, listen, this guy I'm talking about, complaining about his life time and time again, 3 beautiful kids, right? Has a wife that he absolutely adores, but made the excuse of, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. And she's laid down these hints that he apparently didn't see. I saw him because he would call me and complain about things. She says, our sex life's gone. Or she's like, who wants to, she actually told him, who wants to give a blowjob to Santa Claus, right? Because he'd gained so much weight, he kind of idea.
It's quite funny.
And he was offended and hurt and all that good stuff. And I get it. And I was there to see him. But, the guys that sit on the sidelines, you're making an excuse. It's time to put up or shut up. This is your life. Unless you're playing a video game, your life's like a video game. You have this make-up life that you can just hit reset. Today is the day to take charge. Today is the day to shut up and put up. Stop making excuses and step to the line as we say it, right? I'm just tired of hearing it, Tim, time and time again from these guys that could be so great, right? It's a classic story. I could have been a great athlete. I could have been great, da-da-da. But now the difference is it's about, are you a great father? Are you a great lover, a great husband, a great brother, sister, son? Are you, not sister, but son? Are you a great, are you somebody who's playing full out? Take time, put your excuses and your whining aside in this moment right now, listening to my voice, make a declaration that you're not going to be that guy. You're not going to be the guy constantly complaining. Look, you may not think you are, but look around at what you're saying. If you already know you're the guy that complains, then wow, you're way off the charts. I can tell you right now, your wife or your lover is 1 foot out the door. Guarantee it. Maybe 2. Maybe they've already gone. Maybe you're emotionally have already divorced or separated. But I guarantee if you're not stepping up and playing at the full level, she's 1 foot out the door because there's another guy out there that is. And if you have kids, the stakes are so much higher. And if you're a business owner, you have the tools at your disposal to make the change. You just need to get some optics. You need to reset, reclaim, and move forward, right? You need to have that happen. Make that decision right now that you're going to stop being the guy waiting for someday. Stop being the guy sitting on the sidelines because the rest of the real men out there are tired of hearing it. This is your chance to make I'm calling you straight out. This is your chance to make a change. Own your life and step up.
What would you say to the guys that might be listening to this thinking, it's easy for you to say this, Doug. It's easy for you to say this sitting on the other side of this. You don't know what I deal with on a daily basis. You don't know how hard it is. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know, you don't know. You don't know me. How can you say that? What would you say?
Hey, sorry to interrupt the show, but I wanted to ask you a question. Do you ever feel like something's just missing? Like there's something more out there and you just can't put your finger on it? I totally get it. Go over right now to thepowerfulman.com/freedom to discover the system that other businessmen just like you are using. We've included 10 case studies, 10 men just like you who have found the solution and have found their way on their path. And we want to share that with you. Go over to thepowerfulman.com/freedom right away. Now let's get back to the show.
I would sit him down and tell him my story. I've been there. I've been there in struggling relationships and struggling marriage. I've been there where my business was crumbling around me and I looked up and, I had to keep the mask on and was searching for the answer. I just knew something had to change. Something had to give. And I knew I wasn't going to be the guy to keep complaining about it. Right? I took extreme ownership, guys. I've been in your shoes. Now, I haven't walked the exact path you're walking. No one has. But I've been through your struggles. I've been through relationship struggles. I've been through struggles with my health, struggles with my wealth, struggles with my business. I've been there, right? I totally get it. And that's why I get so fired up about it, because I've committed myself to stop lying to myself. Right? And as a commitment to stop lying to myself, I'm not going to lie to you either. Right? I think the biggest form of love, true love, like brotherly love, is being honest. It's not being a dick. It's just being honest. Here's what the truth is. And the truth is, if you're listening to this podcast and you haven't been to an alpha reset, you're making up an excuse. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You're being called for something greater. And like this guy I'm talking about, Tim, this one specific guy, I'm like, man, he is an amazing guy. Just amazing. You can see it inside of him. So much greatness. And he's given up his role to his wife. He gave up his power, right? Of course, she needed to take it because she wasn't secure, right? She's watched him let go of his health, right? So there's no stability there. She's watched him throw himself into his work, so he's not emotionally available or available at the home. So there's no stability there. So she needs a security. So she needs to grow on. She grew a pair and took over. And he became subservient to her. That's not sexy. What woman wants a subservient man? Truly wants a subservient man? Not one of them, guys. Because a more powerful man will come along and she'll fold into her femininity when that happens.
I love it, and I agree. And as you were saying this, I'm thinking, if I would have heard this 6 years ago, I'm kind of thinking, how would I have taken this? I think back then I was hustling. I was working long hours, 15, 16, 17 hours a day. I didn't feel like I had any problem in taking action. Although, as I'm saying this, back then, I didn't realize it. I knew I was avoiding taking the action that really needed to be taken. So it was almost like I was bullshitting myself with taking action, but really avoiding the 80-20 of what was really going to move the needle for me. And I would cover that up with excuses that, well, no, not so much excuses, but validation, I guess, that I've worked hard and I've been busy and, I've hustled hard and I've gone from one thing to the next. I've not had a break all day and, everything was tough. And I developed this tough exterior. And I know I took pride in that. And as you were talking, I was thinking, okay, well, do people do the guys listening that maybe resonating with this? Is it just as simple as, look, take action? And that's what then, triggered me to remember about my journey and my story. So is it just as simple as taking action, Doug? Is that what you're saying? Or is is there a certain type of action that you need to take?
Yeah, you need to take massive friggin' action, one, and get off the sidelines. You know you need to do something. You just know it, right? So, Tim, when I was going through it, the powerful man didn't exist. Otherwise, that would have been the program that I would have went through. It just didn't exist. I spent my last dollar, money I didn't even have, right? I was on credit to get myself out of the hole because I knew that I didn't want to live another day in quiet desperation being fake. I also knew that although I was busy, I was successful and people looked up to me and that was great. I knew I was meant for more. And I also knew that tomorrow wasn't promised. You don't have a reset button, that you just go, oh, let's just do this. Let's do my 20s again. You don't have that opportunity. Now in this moment, it's time to take massive action. And, I wish there was somebody that I trusted that was just honest with me, just bluntly honest. And that's why I'm committed to being that role for a lot of the men that we serve. I'm honest. It's lovingly honest. I'm not doing this because I don't want this guy, Tim, to do well. And I'll answer that question in one other part. You're talking about how, you were hustling, you were doing these things. How was your relationship back then? Exactly.
Yeah, not good.
So guys, look around. Can you do better in your relationships? Yes, no. Can you do better in your health? Yes, no. Can your business be serving you at a higher level? Yes, no. Do you love being in quiet time by yourself with you? And do you know who that guy is? The answer is no to any of those. It's time to take some massive action. You don't have a second shot at this game we call life. And that's why I'm so tired of people whining about it and not doing something. Hey, look, if you're going all out, I mean all out, my version of all out to get after your problems in your life and things that you want to better, cool. All for it. If you got some complaints, I'll listen to you. I will help you in every single way. But if you're sitting on the couch, sitting on the sidelines, and you're making an excuse, I don't have the money. Oh, dude, there's credit options. There's all kinds of options to do it. Oh, Doug, you don't get it. I don't have the time. Really? I run 5 companies. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 businesses. I have a son, a pregnant wife. You can find the time. You're just not making it a priority. And Tim, I'm fired up. I want to fly to this guy's house, take him out and really help him, smack him upside the head, and get it back. And fast forward to this guy, eventually his wife came back. But the reason she came back is he had to leverage things over her head about the kids and other things. That's not true, right? He still has the exact same complaints, and so does she. And he's just manipulating the situation, right? It's ridiculous. It makes no sense to me at all. It'd be almost like starting a business, having the business fail because your product or service sucks. And then you say, you know what? I'm going to start a new business with the exact same product or service. And now it's going to work. It doesn't work that way.
It's a tough pill to swallow when you realize that you're not committed.
It's a tough pill. It's a really hard one. And people listening, half the people have turned this off by now, right? Because they're too scared, right? They know they're being called out and they don't want to be called out. The other half, you guys are the chosen ones, is my eyes. And I don't mean that by some movie sense, but look, this is your chance, right? You got one opportunity. Take it today, not tomorrow, not I'll schedule it, not right now. Take it, right? It doesn't have to be with a powerful man. It truly doesn't. But if you choose to do it, go over to the Alpha Reset, thealphareset.com, and check it out. Have a conversation with Tim and just see if it's a good fit for you. But be in action, no matter what. Be in action. You deserve the best life possible for you, however you define it. You deserve to have it all, guys. Stop playing the victim. Step up, man up, and take control.
Ooh, it's a controversial one, isn't it? Man up. But I agree, totally. I completely agree. Yeah. Every problem that you're experiencing in your life, that I experience in my life, whether I think it's a business problem, a problem with the staff, a problem with sales, a problem with cash flow, a problem with my relationship, a problem with health, a problem with sleep, a problem with... it all comes back to the same source. Often, the real problem is a problem in leadership. And that leadership is in how you are leading yourselves. And like you said, Doug, taking action, and I want to be really clear, taking massive action, I think it's also important to take the right kind of action, get the right kind of help and support. Well, you don't have to, because you'll probably find your way to where you want to go anyway. Without that, it'll just take you a lot longer and require a lot more energy and effort. And the only thing you lose out there is time, which, if you want to save time and fast track the process, the thing I found was, I got the right kind of help. It's similar to you, Doug. The first time I hired my first ever coach, I could not afford it. It was a total stretch for me to do, but I just knew that I had to do something different, because all that time I'd been lone wolfing it. I'd been going it on my own and listening to audiobooks in my car, driving from meeting to meeting, reading books, pushing, grinding it out, trying things. But the common theme of all of that is I was doing it on my own. I didn't have anyone around me who I could turn to, a support network of people that had walked the path and could, help me to shortcut some of the pitfalls and point me into the direction of what the real problem was. Because back then, I thought the problem was the marketing or the sales or the staff or I blamed the problem on everything else, but the real problem, and the problem was me. It was a tough pill to swallow when I first realized it. But when I did swallow it, eventually when I swallowed it, and, if you are in that position, I recommend and urge you to swallow it sooner than I did. But when I did swallow it, that's when everything completely started to change. In actual fact, I then took less action than I was taking before, and my results increased tenfold.
So true, man. So true. So, guys, I'm going to end it on this note. So I'm going to go wind down because I'm fired up for sure. Is if you've gotten anything out of this, if it resonates with you in one iota, I'm calling you forward again. This is your chance, guys. I wish somebody would have done this with me. I wish somebody would have been strong enough to do this with me. This is your chance. Step up. Do it today. Do it in this moment of decision. Be decisive. Be the man. Man up.